right. Well, it's the final show of January, the month that will not end. Just think about what has happened so far in this month. We had a violent insurrection. Trump was impeached for a second time. Joe Biden was sworn in. Whew, thank goodness for that one. And then, Marissa, you're asking about the stock market? Here's a story about it. And then this week, the stock market went upside down because a bunch of Reddites did something or other. Does anyone really understand what they did? That cost hedge fund managers. Does anyone really understand what they do? And billions of dollars, because the stock market is made up of imaginary money, I guess. I don't know. And this was all on Wednesdays. Then on Friday this past week, things reached a new level in the stock battle after the trading app Robinhood restricted sales of stocks to the little guys. In retaliation, someone decided to rent a plane to fly this sign above their headquarters in San Francisco. Suck my nuts, Robin Hood. Seems like they should have just headed on down to the Castro and asked around. But in other news, a Florida town is reviewing Trump's plan to use Mar-a-Lago as his permanent residence. Apparently, years ago, when he bought the property and turned it into a private club, he had to agree with the city that no one, including himself, would be staying permanently at the property. Well, Trump might get kicked out of his own golf course the same way we kicked him out of office. I guess it doesn't pay to be a wannabe dictator, does it? Now, the QAnon shaman, you remember him? He's willing to testify against Trump at the Senate impeachment trial. Not since Judas Iscariot has a leader been betrayed by one of his own so harshly. Brutus stabbed Caesar in the back of the steps of ancient Rome, and now QAnon shaman has offered to do the same by stabbing his American flag spear into the back of the man he loves. Actually, this happens all the time with Trump because he's a criminal who manipulates other people into doing his crimes. And then they turn against him when they realize they have to go to jail. See also Michael Cohen, Mike Flynn, and these two guys who attempted to get dirt on Biden for Trump and then got busted for illegal campaign contributions. I can't wait for Fox and Friends to claim the shaman is actually an Antifa deep state agent who is the love child of Hillary Clinton and JFK Jr. Oh, JFK Jr. This one's fun. The leader of the far-right white supremacist group, the Proud Boys, has been an FBI informant for years. It turns out that Enrico Tarrio has been an informant for law enforcement for a long time, despite being one of the leaders of a national hate group. Well, he's denied it. Law enforcement has said he's been a huge help in past cases. I always wondered why the Proud Boys were so pro-cops. Now we know why. Oh, PETA wants humans to stop using animal words as slurs. It hurts the animals' feelings, I guess. Maybe we should stop making those names negative. Just make them positive. Here are some of the suggestions. Instead of chicken, call people a coward or barely legal homosexuals. Instead of rat, call them a snitch. Isn't that a much more pleasant word? And instead of pig, call them someone who has probably asked me out. And they suggest calling someone lazy instead of a sloth. Ha! Gotcha, PETA. The sloths appropriated that name from the Christian Bible. I'll let you two equally self-righteous groups fight that one out. And finally, we have news update. John Fetterman, the coolest lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania history and huge fan of this show, says he will continue to hang rainbow and weed flags from his office balcony. You may recall back on November 29th when he and his lovely wife Giselle appeared here on Amber Live. He spoke about his flags.
My office has a large balcony that's kind of like prime real estate in Harrisburg that you basically can't walk into the Capitol without walking underneath my balcony. So I hang, the first time ever in Harrisburg, I hang the Pride, the Pride and Trans Pride flag off the balcony. And I'm also a big fan of legalizing weed, which you guys, of course, and marijuana flags. And this so incensed my Republican colleagues that they literally changed the law to try to ban that practice. And of course, it's absurd it on its face. Where like what they're going to, unless the Pennsylvania State Police has like the gay flag division to come see them, I don't know who they would even call to make me take them down. So we ordered some great new ones. They just arrived the other day. So we're going to redouble those efforts to prevent that until Pennsylvania acknowledges that everyone deserves equal protection under the law, and that we give our residents the freedom, the revenue, the justice, the jobs that comes with legalizing weed too in Pennsylvania.
I love that man. And he's going to run for Senate for Pennsylvania. I've donated. Well, anyway, the state Republicans there in Pennsylvania retaliated by slipping in a rule about unsanctioned flags in a recent spending bill. Because if anyone knows how to legislate bigotry, it's Pennsylvania Republicans. The lieutenant governor says he will continue to replace the flags each time they take them down. Keep fighting the good fight, you giant tower of progressive pride. And that's this week's headline.